Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk and thank you very much for joining me today. Now, assuming that everything's gone according to plan, because there have been times when it didn't, I will be away from home at the time that this video goes live on YouTube, because I am going to be attending our onstage event. We have them twice a year, and this one is going to be in Birmingham in the UK, and it's going to be a real big one because it is Stampin' Up's 30th anniversary. So we have the onstage events twice a year, once in April, once in November, and the times when demonstrators all get together and we get to see the new products coming up, and we get to look at them and handle them and even play with some of them, and we get to see the new catalogue, and it's all sorts of fun. We get kind of training on how to use new products and everything. It's one of the real great benefits of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And one of the things that we do at these events is that we swap. We make little somethings to bring with us, so they could be a card front, or it could be a little box. Sometimes people put sweeties in them, which is very nice, and this time I wasn't going to swap. I thought, oh, do you know what, I can't think of anything, I'm really coming up blank here, I'm not going to swap. But actually yesterday morning I woke up with an idea, and then yesterday afternoon I sat down and made about 40 of them. So I filmed the process, and these are what I've come up with. They're little bookmarks. You can see they hang over the edge of the card there. So stay with me, show you how I made them. Here's what I'm going to be using to make my swaps. I have Whisper White card, the ordinary kind, not the thick kind. Cookie cutter Christmas stamps, and now I'm going to be doing this little character and this little character, and I've got the matching punch to go with them, and I've got tuxedo black memento for this guy, and crumb cake for that one. A 1-inch circle punch. For colouring in my my little Eskimo guy, I have ivory, bronze, dark petal pink, light Bermuda Bay, dark Cajun Craze, dark and light soft suede, and crumb cake for colouring in my characters. And I've also got a 3/4 inch circle punch. Because I'm making more than 30 of these, I'm going to have to do them as batch processing, so my Stamparatus is going to be an absolute godsend for this part of the process. So what I've done, I've punched up my cookie cutter shape out of a piece of scrap card, and I've put it in my Stamparatus. I'm holding it down with some low tack tape. I'm using the foam pad because this is a photopolymer stamp. So now I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to line it up with the space in the card, and I'm just going to pick it up on the plate of my Stamparatus. So I've gone ahead and I've punched out a pile of the cookie cutter shapes in Whisper White. I'm just going to fit that into the gap in the card, ink up my stamp, and stamp. And that's the first one. And I'm just going to carry on repeating the process, popping that into the space, inking up the stamp, bringing it over and stamping. And I'm going to carry on doing these until I have enough. I decided I'd make some gingerbread men bookmarks as well, so all I had to do was I left my template in place and I just flipped my Stamparatus plate over, lined up my stamp in exactly the same way, and now I can just ink up my gingerbread man with crumb cake. More over this side, I think, and I can just keep going. And because it's a photopolymer stamp, I can see pretty clearly where the ink is taken. And there we go. So yeah, I shall just carry on. Now I'm going to do my colouring, and because I've got to do quite a lot of them, I'm going to do all of one colour first, and then I'm going to come back and do all of the next colour and all of the next colour, and so on until they're finished. Now because I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to work on 6 of them at a time, but actually off camera I'll probably do all of the rest of them in one go. So I'm going to start off with Ivory for all their faces, and I'm going to speed things up, turn the music on, and give you something nice to listen to while I colour in my little character. I've punched out 1-inch circles out of the Whisper White, and I'm just going to put these on my my scoreboard, and I'm going to score them at 1/4 of an inch in from one edge. So I'm just butting that up against one edge and just scoring away with my scoring tool. And again, I'm going to do a whole pile of these all at one time. And here are the little characters that I've been colouring. Now, as you can see, I did some gingerbread men as well, and I just went round the edge of the character with a little bit of light crumb cake. I just think it looks just a little bit better, particularly if your stamping, like mine, isn't totally even. So here's one of the 1-inch circles with the scored edge, and I'm just going to line that up with the top of the character's head and pop that on one side for the glue to set. I'm using liquid adhesive because I've only got a tiny little bit of card to work with here. You could use a glue dot, or you could use double-sided tape, tear and tape, something like that, but I do like my liquid adhesive because you get that little tiny bit of wiggle time, which is always helpful. So I'm just going to carry on doing these until I've done them all. And here it is, my little bookmark. It just fits over the edge of your page just like that. And I'm going to pop it onto one of my business cards to swap. And I want to put it into a little plastic bag to keep it clean on the way. Now, one of the things that we do when we swap is we always give the recipe. So the rules of swapping are you let people know who you've swapped with. So that's why I'm using one of my business cards, because it's got all my contact information on there. And you always share the recipe, so that if anybody wants to be inspired by what you've done, then they've got all of the ingredients there. Now, that is just a little bit too big for my plastic bag, and I got these on eBay, and I've had them for a while because I got them at the last on stage, because I did something similar there. Now what I've done is I've punched out a about 1/2 of a 3/4 inch circle, and that means I can now seat my little character down below the top edge of my business card, and I can just slip that into its little wallet, being careful not to do that with making sure I tuck the bookmarky piece down, and just remove the sealing tape. Fold that over, and that's one down, and about 40 something to go. So here they are, my cute little bookmarks, and there's around 40 of them going to be coming with me. And what I will do, I hope I'll find somebody who wants to swap with me, and when I come back I will show you what I got. But that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and see you again soon. Bye bye.